one moment of courage at a time. I have a new co-host, which is my co-host for seven podcasts. No other than Miss Jackie Pellegrin. Welcome to Motivation 101.
Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you trusting me to be your new co host for this one. I'm excited.
Yes, thank you. And people, Motivation 101 has been like 6 months or 4 months running. And sad to say, Mr. Steve is having a lot of priorities right now. So sooner or later, you will hear him again, but not this moment, because he has a lot of podcasts like us, like me, and Miss Jackie to maintain. But anyway, we are here on Motivation 101. We have a great topic: wake up your why. Why we doing this? Why we doing a lot of podcasts? Our vision is to empower people all over the world. What we have 8 billion people. When we'll empower to what we are doing, it's priceless. Do you agree, Miss Jackie?
Absolutely. I think it's so important to have a why for anything that you do, no matter what it is, whether it's what we're doing here
Mm.
with podcasting and co hosting, or like what I do every day, teaching, anything. If you want to lose weight, get healthier, you have to have motivation and you have to have a clear why, because that will give you the strength when things start to fade away, right? When the going gets tough, as they say, then the tough get going. But how can you get going again if you don't have a why behind what you're doing? So whether it's a vision board and you keep that somewhere, or you journal it or something, I think it's so important to go back to your why, the core of what you're doing, what you're doing.
Yes, definitely. You should know your why so that you will not running around like a headless chicken. So, Miss Jackie,
Yeah.
why does it truly mean to wake up your why, and why is discovering your passport or purpose so important? It's really
Yes,
important.
I think the why is what is that, and to me it's the deeper reason behind what a person's goals, their choices, and the effort that they put into something. So sometimes, a lot of times, people know what they often want, but not why it matters to them. So connecting back to that why is so important, because motivation, let's be honest, it can fade. And so having that why, to me, is like an anchor. It keeps me on solid footing and solid ground. So I think it's good, and it also helps people endure any setbacks, delays that they may encounter as well. So there's just so many great reasons for that, because then you can drift. If you don't have a why and a clear purpose, you can drift, and it's easy to quit, or maybe even chase goals that don't really fit what you're looking to do. So there's so many great reasons to have a why.
Definitely. People, to wake up your why means becoming aware of a deeper purpose that drive your action, decision, and direction in life. It involves understanding that motives you beyond routine responsibilities, such as your values, passions, and impact. You want to make this world and to be empowered to other people. As Miss Jackie is saying, once motivation is gone, you need to have the discipline to know your why so that you will continue whether you like it or not. So, Ms. Jackie, how can understanding your why influence your decisions, goals, and direction in life?
Mm. I think it's important to have that, because yeah, you want to be able to ha- have that, what am I trying to say, that connection between the why and your goals and what you're trying to achieve. Because if you had that, it's almost like a chain, right? If you have the links in a chain
Yes.
and one breaks or one falls off, then you're not connected anymore to that. So I kind of think of it like that, like like a chain link or something like that, where you have to make sure that not only is it are they linked, but are they strong as well, and have you built up that resistance to those things that may put you off course. So I think that's all a part of motivation too, is just making sure you have a good solid ground for that. So I think it's important.
A good solid ground, yes, indeed. Understanding your why influences your decisions, goals, and directions in life by providing clarity about what truly matters and what begins with your values and purpose. When you know your why, you are more intentional in the choices you make, focusing on opportunities that support your long term vision rather than short term distractions. And Ms. Jackie, what are the common signs that some has lost connection with their purpose?
Mm, yes, I think some things is that you may find that you may find that you're distracted, becoming easily distracted. I think that's one thing that can show up. And I think also you procrastinate, right? You put
Yes.
off doing certain tasks that are part of that. I know I've done that before. And I when I go back and I look later, it's like, well, I wasn't really motivated. And maybe because I was spreading myself too thin, and I needed to be able to understand what I could do and what I couldn't do, and that it's okay. I don't have to do everything all at once. So being able to know how much I can commit, how much time I have to do things, I think is important as well. So if you feel like you can't do something for a certain period of time, or you need to put something and and prioritize too. I think one thing is people tend to prioritize and try to just do too much at one time. So yeah, make sure that you prioritize that, because I notice that when I'm running on empty, when my tank is starting to run low, that I need to fill that back up, and that takes rest and recharge. So if you're finding that you're forgetting things, or you're having to redo certain things, and you're just having a hard time keeping up, then that's a sign that you need to slow down and reprioritize things.
Definitely, that is the sign. People, common signs that someone who lost connection with the purpose often include feeling well, unmotivated, directionless, or disengaged from a daily life, as a person may experience lack of passion for things they are enjoyed, or feel like they're simply going through a routines without meaning or fulfillment. And well, as Miss Jackie saying, procrastination. How can a challenges and setbacks help level your deeper why, Miss Jackie?
Mm. Yes, I think what it can do is it can help you to realize what actually is important in life, right? And
Mm,
what actually needs to be prioritized. So if you're finding that's one certain thing that you're doing, or that you've set your mind to do, and you're just finding that you keep falling behind on it, or you keep missing deadlines, or something keeps happening where you're like, okay, I feel like I'm drowning here, right? And I can't stay, like you feel like you're taking one step forward and two steps back, then maybe it's time to sit down and reevaluate what it is that you're doing and where your true motivation lies. And I think that's why the why is so important, because then if you no longer can point to that why, then yes, it's definitely time to reevaluate your priorities, your goals, and see where you need to shift things around. And that's okay. Sometimes seasons in life force us to do that, right? Things that we don't expect to happen, right? Like if, say, a family member gets sick and then they pass away. Well, that's something that you don't expect sometimes. Sometimes it happens quickly, and then you have to reshift your priorities and what motivates you. And it may only be for a season that you may have to do that, and then you can come back to what it was you were doing. But I think it's important to give ourselves grace and understand that there's different seasons in life, and that's okay to be able to not do something for a while and then you come back to it. But if you find it's not meant to be and it's time to move on from it, that's okay too, because that it happens. I think in life, and that's the key.
That's the key. People, challenges and setbacks can help reveal your deeper why by pushing you to reflect on what truly matters and what motivates you to keep going despite difficulties. When things are easy, it's often possible move forward without fully understanding your purpose, but hardship force you to examine your values, priorities, and long-term goals. Ms. Jackie, what role does passion play in identifying and sustaining your purpose?
Yes. I think it's important to have that passion because the passion keeps you fueled, right? It helps
Mm,
fuel that fire and helps keep it kindled. And I think sometimes if we lose our passion, then we lose our motivation, we lose our fire, as they say, and our fuel of what keeps us going. So I think passion is one of the things that we want to make sure that we keep going as often as we can. Find those little things, right, that will keep you motivated and keep you going. So like for me with teaching, I've been doing it for 5 years, and some people are like, well, you know what, you really don't make a lot of money with teaching. Well, no, you don't make a lot of money with it, but if you have a true passion and you know that you're helping others, and that's what I'm doing, I'm helping future educators, I'm helping those that want to change careers and want to do something else with their life. They want to be able to learn something new, right? I'm helping them to do that and ultimately land that dream job they're looking for, or that next career that they want to go into. So for me, that's what motivates me. But it's also I learn from them too. So it's a win-win for all of us all the way around. So for
yes.
that, that's my why. Of I have so many whys of why I do that. So I just, I think once you connect to that and you have a passion for it, you'll keep doing it. Um, Even in the hard times, you'll keep doing it.
Yes, a win-win situation. Passion plays an important role in identifying and sustaining your purpose because it often points to what truly energizes and motivates you. When you're passionate about something, you naturally invest more time, effort, and education, even when challenges arises. And Ms. Jackie, how can waking up your why, bringing clarity and motivation during difficult seasons?
Yes, I think it's those difficult seasons that reveals, like you said, the core of what we do, right, and why we do it. So I think those difficult seasons can actually bring out the best in us. It's because I don't think it's in the good times that we have more appreciation for what we do. I think it's in the hard times where we have more appreciation for that. So I think we tend to get comfortable and get complacent when things are going well, and not that we don't want things to go well. We don't want to have, we don't want to be in perpetually hard times, right? Because then what's the point? It's like,
Mm,
yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm always having hard times. But the way it goes in life is we have ebbs and flows, right? We have ups and downs, hills and valleys. And there's this one song that talks about that, the hills and valleys, and that's what life is like. But I think it's in those valleys where we tend to appreciate more of that. And then when we get to the hills and the peaks in our lives, then we can have that greater appreciation when we get to that point. So I think we learn a lot through those challenging situations and those trials just as much, if not more.
well said, Ms. Jackie. Waking up your why brings clarity and motivation during a difficult season by reminding you of deeper purpose behind your efforts and struggles. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel discouraged or lose direction, but understanding your why helps you to stay focused, on what truly matters and why you stated in this first place. So, Ms. Jackie, once you discover your why, how you can turn into a meaningful action and long-term impact.
Yes, I think what can help is to just go, to be able to ask yourself what matters most at a deeper level, right? And I think that will help you to be able to keep connected to that why, or if you lose that connection, then you can reconnect to it. So I think as long as you have that deeper level and you're not just looking at the surface, but you're really getting deep to the core of it, I think that will really help, to be able to maintain that. And then if you get off track, you can get back on, I think, a lot easier when you have that deep connection to it.
A deep connection indeed. And as we are saying, waking up your why brings clarity and motivation during difficult season by reminding you of a deeper purpose behind your effort and struggle. When challenges arise, it's easy to feel discouraged or lose direction, but understanding your why help you to stay focused on what truly matters and why you started in the first place. And Miss Jackie, to wrap up our discussion for today, how does knowing your why impact your leadership, relationship, and personal growth?
Yes. I think it helps because then when you have a good purpose behind your why and what motivates you, then you can have that deeper connection with others around you as well. So I think it helps to deepen those relationships even more.
Even more, definitely. And people, knowing your why impacts a leadership, relationship, personal growth by clarity, authenticity, and direction, and how you live, interact with others. In leadership, understanding our purpose helps you lead with confidence, vision, and integrity, making decisions that align with your values rather than reacting to pressure or uncertainty. Well, Miss Jackie, another great episode. Welcome on Motivation 101. Hoping for more episodes that we will do. And now, can you please plug in something?
Sure. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. I have a podcast I've been doing for almost three, no, let's see, 2023. I started in May. Wow, hard to believe it. May 2023. So I'm coming up on 3 years on my podcast, Designing with Love, and over 100 episodes. So it's continuing to grow, and I have listeners in 85 countries now. So if anyone wants to check it out, what it's about, then feel free to check it out wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Wherever you listen your podcast, yes, let's support Miss Jackie Pellegrin because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering episodes will be published. And please tune in to our podcast that we're doing. We're live every Friday and Saturdays. Every Friday we're doing AI 101, Tech 101, as well as Mystery Stories 101. And every Friday, every Saturday, I should say, we're doing Motivation 101, Coaching 101, and of course, Bible Verses 101, and Current Events 101. Not
You got it.
currency.
Woohoo! You did it. I love it.
We did it. We did it.
Yes.
Yes, we did it. Please do tune in, people. But if you don't like our lives or podcast itself, we're live on Live 365 and online radio platforms under Universal Podcast on Network, as well on Radio Talks in the UK. Please support us. And Viz Jackie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for joining and keep learning.
Monica people, see you soon.